got to ask you about this play because I guess you had the best view of it out of everyone in the stadium. Did you feel that punt touched the fingers of Agnew, the returner for the Jaguars, from what you saw? Obviously, you reacted like you did.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it touched, but end of the day, if a ref doesn't call something, it didn't happen. I think you play this game long enough, you realize guys get held every play. If they don't get called, it's not a holding. I thought the ball got touched. It didn't get called, so it didn't happen.
Omar?
Mac, I got to admit, I admire your energy, effort on not just special teams, but when you play offensively. Unfortunately, I don't feel like everybody is out there playing with your level of effort. Not that that's the standard. As a leader, what can you do to get this team to give more?
Well, first, I appreciate the compliment. But I think it's, as a leader, you learn that it's hard to motivate people. And you got to, learn from each individual person what each individual person needs. There's the guys that need to get mother effed, and there's the guys that need to kind of get brought over to the side. There's the guys that you need to tell their best friend that, hey, you should talk to him. So being able to maneuver that is something that all leaders, I think you're never done at that. You never complete that job. It's never, I know how to work with everybody, because especially in this league, there's always people changing. There's always new teammates. There's always new players. So my job and Jesse's and E-Rob's and Fedge's and J-Max is to learn our teammates the best we can and know how to get the most out of each individual guy is.
If I may follow up, now obviously the receiving core is depleted. You're getting an opportunity. This is year 5 for you now. What's it like to finally be back in the mix offensively?
I think this is something that I've throughout my career, I've had the opportunity to get some offensive stuff going. And that's what coaches have always told me is, Mac, just be prepared and know all the positions you can, know tight end, know the slot, know outside, because you never know. This is a 100% injury game. Guys are going to go down and the game's going to go on no matter what. So the more and the more you're able to do, the more you will have opportunities to play. So, I've been lucky to have a few opportunities, and if they come in the future, so be it. If they don't, as long as we're winning, I'll be happy.
You
Go ahead, Omar.
Sorry, you were here last year when you guys turned the slow start around. What is missing, or what can you put your finger on as one of the core leaders that's missing that will help you guys get over this hump?
I think it's hard to pinpoint anything in the game of football as the reason why something's not going one way or the other. The margin is so slim with wins and losses in this league between a team that's 8-8 and a team that's 13-3 is probably 10 points a lot of the time. So for me to put my finger on, I'm not really sure. I think you just have to continue to practice at a high level. You have to continue to try to find ways to outplay your opponent, just like any business. You're not always going to have the most successful quarter, but what you have to do is, how can I make the next quarter more successful? What do we need to do as a business, as a team, as a organization to make our plays out on the field and during the practice week?
Thank you.
Ruthie?
Hey, Mac. I guess kind of going off of Omar's first question about just being a team captain and how to communicate with the different guys, how can you work with Flo to kind of communicate his message to the guys, and maybe how much is Flo leaning on you guys as the team leaders, in this rut?
Yeah, I think if I don't know your sports past, but if you played sports, you know that a player coming to talk to you is much more influential than a coach. Even an active player talking to you over somebody who got injured. Because when you're taken off the field or the court or whatever it may be, you don't have that influence over the locker room like you may have once had. So yes, Flo's the head coach, but this is a player's game. at the end of the day. It'll always be a player's game. It always has been a player's game. So our job as captains and leaders on this team, and this goes for really everybody, is we're just happen to be the guys that, you know, meet with him more often than the rest of the team. But our job is to convey what he's speaking onto the team and try to push that message on. Because if there's a disconnect, that's where, you know, you have more problems than solutions. So that's our job really, is how can we convey his message to the team, because it's going to be more influential coming from us than from him.
If I can just follow up and just ask, do you feel like there is a disconnect at all?
No, I think it's just you go and we lose. You know, there's games where we lost by a lot of points. You know, you guys heard my frustration after the Bills game. And then you make improvements, and the next week's a little better, and next week's a little better. But it's tough in this league. There's no week that's easy. I think outside of the locker room, everybody probably thought, oh, the Jaguars, they haven't won in a while. Like, they're a sorry team. There's 22 guys that start on their team that are in the National Football League that are the best of the best. So there's no easy game. So it's really hard to win in this game. So I don't think there's a disconnect. I think we just have to keep pushing and keep practicing hard and preparing well in order to win games.
Anybody else have any questions for Mack? Hal?
Mac, I'll ask you what I asked Brian a little while ago. Do you sense any frustration on the part of the players after, you know, it is 5 losses in a row? Where's the mindset?
I don't know. I can only speak for myself. I think as a competitor and as a player, I'm always frustrated or disappointed when we don't win. The goal is of the game is to win. You know, your little league coach can tell you whatever he wants about. It's all about having fun. Nobody's ever had fun losing. So for me personally, yeah, there's frustration that we're not winning, but all that is fuel to continue to work hard and continue to prepare well. And that's all you can do. You can't dwell on the past and boohoo about we're this record and we've had this many losses. All you can do is focus on the next opponent and get ready to, you know, bring your best game to the table.